What's going on, guys? Lawson here. This afternoon I'm going to do a little bit of bass fishing. I'm actually in a location that I've never fished before. I'm just wanting to try something new and maybe work on finding some new areas that are a little more productive to bass fish. It's already 4:30, so I'm only going to have probably an hour and a half maybe to fish, but it still could be a good time. We're just going to see what happens. Going to make a little walk through the woods and see if this pond has any water in it, man. Hopefully it does. The water levels are very low right now, but that'd be cool if we can find some bass this afternoon, a real quick scouting session. So, we're going to get at it. Time to get bushwhacking here. Got the rods in reverse and my camera sticking out the back. See if we can manage not to break all my gear or step on a rattlesnake. Out through the woods, but we made it now. I don't even know if there's fish in this pond, but I guess that's kind of the fun of it, and that's why we're exploring to see if there's fish in these areas. It's a very open pond, so I'm actually going to probably throw a swim bait through it and just see what happens. Like, there's not really structure or grass for me to hit, but it should be good. Alright, we are here and we are rigged up. It's a pretty decent sized lake, so I'm going to pick up the swim bait and just see if I can cover a lot of water. You know, I like to use a Texas rig when I'm fishing slow, but I don't really know how I can cover a lake like this fishing a Texas rig. Maybe if it's really tough, I'll throw one, but I think we should do alright throwing this swim bait right here, hopefully. Got 15-pound leader on, heavy action rod. We're going to whip it and just cover ground. I'm just going to work this lure essentially in a big arc and cover all the water I can essentially. So I'm going to start close to the bank and work it. And each cast I'm going to probably move it just 5 feet further out until I can come full circle, or full half circle. So that one was right against the bank, this one's just 2 feet off the bank. And we're going to keep working it out and out and out until we can cover. Oh, I just got freaking... That was a giant. There he goes right there. It's like a 5-pounder. Sorry, bud. My knots are still tied. The fluorocarbon snapped, even though I have my braid and my drag's not even set that tight. Look at that. I don't know what that was about. That really pisses me off, dude. Ooh, it's got swirled on. Little bass just ate that thing. You kidding me? Little bass seem to love this big giant wake bait. First bass of the day right there, just a little, maybe under a pound or so. This thing is loaded with parasites on his head, which is pretty nasty, but I think he'll be alright. I mean, he ate that big old wake bait, but that's pretty cool. At least it tells me that they're willing to eat it, and maybe we can get a big guy to eat it as well. That's cool. So I've walked down the lake a little further. What I've done pretty much is I've moved down to where the edge of my arc was and where I was casting from before. And I'm about 10 feet away from where like my ending cast was. So now I can work an arc again, but I'm covering all completely new water and a little overlapping from where I was before to cover it, but now it's all new to my right, and so I'm just going to keep working down the lake and covering new water and using that arc to cover as much water as possible. I had to do some major bushwhacking to get to this next spot, and I am really nervous about walking to an alligator laying up on the bank here. I hear a rattlesnake. Do you hear that? Oh gosh, I need to move. You guys hear that thing? Oh, that scared me so bad. Oh, my heart is racing. I don't know where it is. I'm trying to see where he's at. Oh. That is unreal how loud that is. Oh. I hope you guys can hear that. That scared me so bad. I just want to see where he is. Alright, I'm gonna cut my losses. Oh, gosh. That scared the bejesus out of me. Alright, I'm done screwing with this thing, dude. I wish I could see him, because I would love to take a picture of him or film him. That scared the living daylights out of me, man. I am certainly lucky that thing started rattling, because I was walking right towards it and I never could even see it, even after I could hear it rattling. It was inside the bushes for sure, and I couldn't get a visual on it. And I was literally about to start walking down that way. Like I was gonna stand right in front of where the noise was coming from. Ooh, snakes don't bother me. Spiders don't. But that was a sketchy situation where I was literally about to step right on his head and he started shaking. And I was just like, I don't know where this thing is, dude. That freaked me out a good bit. Whew. My heart was pumping when it first started happening. I was like, oh crap, dude, where's this thing at? For the most part, rattlesnakes, they're not gonna, I mean, I shouldn't make any bold claims. You know, they're gonna coil up and be defensive, and that's what he's doing. He's coiling up. It wasn't like he's gonna come after me. If I step too close, he's gonna strike out at me. And that could be game over, dude. That'll get your blood pumping for sure. That is it. Time to start my walk back. Start my walk back to the car. Probably catch up with you guys in the car unless I see another rattlesnake or see something cool. 2 miles down, 1 lost big bass, 1 lost swim bait, 1 little bass, and 1 heart attack later, we are back to the car. You know, I didn't expect a ton out tonight. It was really, like I said, a scouting mission. And I was actually kind of pleased with the lake. You know, it seems like there could be some decent fish in there, but definitely gonna have to keep an eye out, dude. Ooh. Yeah, I could never see him, and I think that's what made it worse, is I didn't know if he was 10 feet away from me or like a foot away from me, because he was sitting underneath the matted down grass, and I could just hear him vibrating his tail so violently, and it was loud, man. Really loud. But that being said, it was a fun night. I'm probably going to continue on tomorrow morning with this video, you know. Why stop here? Gonna go home, eat some dinner, rest, and probably come back out to the same spot, or maybe somewhere similar tomorrow morning. You know, it seemed promising, but I'd like to put some more time in, because I only fished for probably under an hour. It's 5:40 right now. I think I got here at 4:30, so I fished just a little bit over an hour. But tonight was fun. I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning. Picking up essentially where we left off yesterday. I'm heading back out to the spot where I got close to that rattlesnake and caught that small 1-pounder and lost the 3 or 4-pounder. It seems like a promising area, so I want to go and check it back out. I'm letting the sun come up a little bit before I start walking the trails, so I don't have any close encounters with some more rattlesnakes. But I'm not too worried about them, to be honest. I think we should be fine. But today's going to be a little bit of a hiking day. Going to be on walkabout. Honestly, just going to try new areas and go to the same pond first as we did yesterday and throw, because that seemed promising, honestly. It seemed like there could be some potentially good fish there. It's a decently sized pond or lake, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to try that first, and then if the fishing doesn't pan out there, we're going to make a move and walk through the woods and see if we can find some more ponds and lakes. It's just going to be a lot of walking and exploring today. Should be a good time though. So, gotta make my drive and get at it though. Alright, we've made it. I'm back to the spot where I caught my fish yesterday and I lost the other one. It's a nice open bank, easy to throw. So I'm just starting off and throwing this big wake bait like I was throwing yesterday. I was throwing on my big swim bait rod. Just feel like using this thing. It's a little overkill for bass fishing unless they're like over 8 pounds, but maybe we'll be hopeful and we'll go for an 8-pounder. But hopefully we can get on some fish, you know. It's a perfect scene right now. The water is so laid down. Absolutely beautiful. A lot of shade covering right now. It's still dark out. Could be good. I'm excited. On. First fish right there. Alright, first bass of the morning, just a little black guy that ate that 6-inch swim bait. You know, I've caught now 3 dinks on this swim bait. You know, you'd think some big ones would try to eat it, but it seems to be a little fish bait for the most part. Just knocked my bait caster over again. But really very dark little black bass. Get him going. This at least gives me some confidence that we can maybe start catching some fish. On. Feels okay. Maybe not. It's coming straight at us. I'm trying to keep his head buried. These are some dark bass, man. That's fish number 2. About the same size, but I mean, it's just cool in contrast, like I said yesterday, I think, you know, catching all those really light colored bass and being out in a more natural pond and seeing like the true color of Fluoro largemouth, how they're just like a dark, dark black. But I'm hoping we can find a bigger one, man. That's 2 right here off of this one spot, but we'll keep looking for that big boy. But we're on the right track. So I've walked like way back in the woods now through the trails, and on the map I can see this huge body of water, like a very big chain of interconnected smaller ponds essentially that were connected through little pathways. And so that was like the main mission for this morning, was to walk all the way back here and check them out. And we get back here, I get back here, and you can see behind me there's only about 12 inches of water, and so it's just like a marshland. Hello. Someone's walking by. So it's like a marshland essentially behind me, and so now it's like, well, I gotta go somewhere else because all of this water level is so shallow right now in the winter time, so we need to move to somewhere else and see if we can catch some fish. We're just walking through the water right now. It is crystal clear. I'm surprised there's not any fish up in here. Ooh, it's kind of cold too, man. Alright. Alright, I made it back to the car. You know, today was more of like a continuation of yesterday, where I said it was like a scouting day, essentially looking for new territory to fish, and there's some definitely good possibilities around here. You know, there's one lake that I caught all 4 of my fish out of over the past 2 days, or no, I caught 2 today and 1 yesterday and lost 1 yesterday, but that has potential to hold fish, and there could very well be some big fish in there as well. And then there's a lot of small flag ponds that right now the water level is really low, so they're hard to fish. And I think if it was during the summertime and there's a lot of water in them, they could be very good fish producers. And I kind of shot myself in the foot today as well, where there's still fish in there right now, but I didn't really have waders with me, and I had 2 rods and my nice camera on a tripod, so I really wasn't able to walk out into the water very far. And towards the end I finally did, and I got like knee deep, and then it was like, alright, well, where do I put my Calcutta? I don't feel like dunking the Calcutta in the swamp water, so it was like I couldn't end up fishing the wade pond like I really need to. But I think when the water level rises back up, they could be very, very good fish spots that not very many people fish. And that's one of the hard things when you live in a city, is that finding areas that aren't overfished is going to be your best chance of catching decent fish and catching a lot of fish. But it was fun, you know. I really enjoy hiking. I think I ended up hiking 4 miles is what my pedometer says, which is a good amount, I guess. But it was really just enjoyable, you know, getting out in the woods, walking around. It was a very, very beautiful and awesome day. If you guys ain't hiking, I highly recommend getting out and doing something a little different, hiking and finding ponds of fish by walking to them. It's just something different, you know, than being stuck in the boat. And I feel like, too, it's a weird thing where making videos, you know, in the boat, obviously I enjoy fishing the boat, and that's like what I do the most, but I feel like sometimes that can be unrelatable, because not everyone has the ability to fish in a boat, but most people can go walk to ponds and do that, and so I feel like that's more relatable. And so it's fun to do sometimes, you know, get out and go for a hike and find some ponds and explore new areas. It's really fun. And I mean, you guys can do it too, no matter where you live. Literally, all I did was just pull up Google Maps on my phone and say, hey, there's a lake there. I'm going to see if I can walk to it. That's it, guys. I mean, get out there. Go catch some fish. I appreciate you guys. Until next time.